Today I'm going to talk to you about 6 things to avoid after applying for a mortgage, and I'm going to get started right now. Hey everyone, my name's Jamey Prezzi. I'm a real estate agent in Miami and Miami Beach, and today I'm going to talk to you about a few things you need to avoid after you apply for a mortgage. But first, before I get started, if this is your first time here, hit the subscribe button so you never miss another update. I do put out new videos every week, and also use the link in my information box and download our free guide today. Okay, let's get started. So once buyers have applied for a mortgage and they are on the track to buy a house, very often they will start going to furniture stores, or sometimes, I don't know what it is, but people want to buy a new car. And all the time, I'm like, please don't do anything after you've applied for a mortgage. Get closed on the property, don't do anything, leave everything alone. Don't touch anything with your credit, just leave everything alone. Because any little shift in the credit or anything that hits your credit score or touches something with your finances can really screw up the process. And I hate to use that word, but it is really true. It can really just screw up the process and make you ineligible for that loan. So usually the lenders always talk to our buyers about this, but just to know, I always like to be proactive. So let's quickly talk about a few things you should not do after you apply for a mortgage. Don't make any large purchases like furniture or buying a car. And like I said, I don't know why everyone ends up thinking about buying a car when they're under contract, but honestly, it happens more often than not. And so just make sure you do not do any of those types of purchases until you're closed. Leave that alone, do it in the future, but when you're under contract to buy a property, just focus on buying that property and everything else can come later. Next, don't co-sign on loans for anyone else. Now, I know very often when family members are under contract, sometimes maybe another family member, maybe you are a parent to a child and that child also needs to do something within that same time frame. Don't co-sign on any loans for anyone else. Don't change bank accounts. It's very important to just leave everything as it is, because once you start changing bank accounts, you have to remember the lenders always have to source where your funds are coming from. So if you started your funds on this bank account and now you canceled it and you open another bank account, that can really make things very complicated when you're under contract. Don't apply for new credit. Again, don't go to the furniture store and apply for a credit card for a 20% discount. If they ask you that, say no, no, no. You don't want anyone hitting your credit when you're under contract, because that can really even prevent you from getting a loan or the type of loan you want to buy. And it can also change your credit score, which could mean a higher interest rate. So do not let anyone run your credit after you've applied for a mortgage. And last but not least, do not close any credit accounts. Very often people have a perception that when they pay off a credit card and close it, that that's a good thing. I mean, technically you would think it's a good thing. But also what is weighed on your credit score is the history of some of those accounts. So for instance, if you've had a credit card with 20 years of great payment history, you pay it off and close it, it could change your credit score. So just leave everything as is. The most important thing is to work with a trusted lender who can best guide you through the process and let you know what you can and cannot do, and also allow them to prepare you for what to expect. Once you go under contract, it's really 30 to 45 days before you close. So it's not that long of a time period in the whole scheme of things. So just after you've applied for a mortgage, anything that's dealing with financial stuff, make sure that you talk to your lender so that they can tell you how to handle things properly. The best plan is to fully disclose and discuss anything financial in nature with your trusted lender so that you know how to properly handle it after you've applied for a mortgage. If you have more questions about buying or selling real estate in our area, I'm always here to be a resource for you, and we will see you soon.